Yeah, we've heard controversies about these characters. As I said, you've heard about this characters like Apu from The Simpsons. That was one of the big profile stories. A lot of people having racial awareness, the Black Lives Matter thing going on and everything. So now it's gone down to other characters like Cleveland Brown from Family Guy. As we mentioned, BoJack Horseman.
Wait, is BoJack black?
No, but there was a character in there, and here it is right here. In BoJack Horseman, there was I believe Alison Brie played a Vietnamese character.
Right, yeah. For the most part with these voices, the only one that ever bothered me, and it always bothered me, was Cleveland Brown. Right. I always thought that was such a stereotypical black voice to be done by a white guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because maybe this is on me. Like Cleveland Brown, I didn't even hear the ethnicity in it. I just thought it was a funny voice. And y'all know me. I'm not trying to be ignorant or anything, but I guess I'm just guilty of laughing at the character because I never thought, because that's my thing. If I hear anything that somebody's doing a stereotype, that bothers me. Cleveland Brown just always seemed like just seemed like a funny voice to me.
What the hell? No, 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 no!
But when you listen to what's the actor's name?
Oh, I don't know.
The actor that plays
Mark Henry?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, when you hear him talk about the origins of Cleveland Brown, maybe it does get a little problematic because he said he did take it as inspiration from a black friend, which I never heard the blackness in it. I just always heard something silly. But then again, like I said, maybe I wasn't paying attention, and now you hear from this guy that it did come from a black inspiration.
Asked if Peter could have an African-American friend based on this guy that I had once played basketball with at the University of Maryland. And I was like, Merlin? Yeah, Merlin.
The crowd is like, okay, I don't know.
I know he's even tested. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go back to my regular voice. Shit, this is not working.
White guy here still. Sorry, guys.
I thought get a big laugh.
Yeah, like I said, maybe it's just me because one person in the chat said I thought Cleveland sounded just like a gay guy or something. But if people heard it and got offended, I can understand.
Look, it wasn't enough for me to write letters, but it always kind of bothered me.
Sure.
Even when he was even before he had his own show on Family Guy, I was always kind of like, really?
Yeah.
But with so many of these others, I'm like, well, it's acting, but it is good to have more diverse actors get these opportunities. But the thing is, with voice acting, especially with series, a lot of times they'll have, especially with The Simpsons, it's one person doing several characters.
Yeah.
So this is going to mean bringing in so many people to do all this.
Yeah. Well, the one that bothered me was Apu, because Apu is a straight up stereotype.
Yeah.
I mean, the shit, he works at a convenience store, and I agreed with Apu because, well, maybe I didn't have a problem with a lot of the characters. Apu was the one where I thought, they are making fun of him for his accent. They are making fun of him for his stereotype.
And his name actually became an insult to use against people who work in convenience stores and Indian people.
Pooh was the one I always thought was a problem, man. And I say this admitting that I think that we all contributed to Pooh's troubling depiction.
Sure.
Let me just say this, too. I don't think any of these people were racist when they did it.
No,
I don't think...
Not at all.
I don't know. I think... Is it insensitive by today's standards? Yeah, but I don't think any of this came from a place of malice. When you listen to how they came up with these characters, again, people, this is what you got to understand. Don't attack these people because they were hired to do this. They were supported by a company. They were supported by a system. They were supported by a business that did that. Hank Azaria, when these people came up with these voices, they just thought like, all right, you asking me to do it. I know somebody who was an Indian, but Hank Azaria, he was straight to the stereotype. Like, yeah, there's a dude I knew at 7-Eleven who did the voice, so I just kind of took it.
Apu is just the best I could do of what I heard of kids growing up who are Indian, and the guy who worked at the 7-Eleven.
It's like, all right, that's...
Hey, he admits it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he admits it. I don't think he meant anything bad by it. I mean,
They were also supported by an audience.
I only think the problem comes in when you have people of different ethnicities doing these characters. You're talking about diversity now. There are people who need those jobs.
Yeah.